keeps the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? All right. And this is another episode of the Express Lane Podcast with
Kevin Stan. Today we got Joe Frat hanging out with us, one of the
Good afternoon.
longtime guy that worked with us. He's retired now, so you're enjoying
Yes,
retired better than having to get up for work every day?
First couple of weeks, I kept thinking I had to go to work, and then it just slowly dissipated, and now I'm just loving every minute of it.
you want to either get closer to the mic or pull it towards you, so you don't have to hunch the whole time.
Like the whole arm.
There you go. And then you can pull yourself closer. There we go.
There we go.
So you don't you never wake up. Well, I mean, you can do it any day of the week, but it's like a Saturday, you wake up and you're like, oh, I slept through my alarm. I got to get ready for work. And then you're like, oh, no, it's a weekend. I don't have to do anything right now.
Exactly. There's no schedule. You don't think about being anywhere. It's just
How many years did you put in?
31.
31 years.
Yeah. And it went fast as hell, too, man.
Really?
It did. When you really think about it, it went fast. And there were some rough days, but once you got your day route, everything seemed to just level out and change.
One quick story. So a route came up in Gladwin, and why didn't you want to take the route?
Oh, well, there was one too many trees in Gladwin, and being that I don't know, things are a little wacky with the weather, I didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. And I mean, look, driving all day, we definitely see down trees.
Absolutely.
There's been a couple times where it's like a tree fell when you just pass through an area.
Yeah.
Not unheard of, but you know.
No,
I think one of our trucks just recently had a branch fall on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen.
Nothing crazy, but driver was in the truck and it was like cronk. Like, what the heck was that?
Like, you hear it on his face, like, oh, I didn't want that route because there's too many trees that might fall. And you're like, yeah, that's a little weird, but
it does seem weird. But I'll give you two stories.
Go ahead.
To validate some of my thoughts. Your sign is College, 9th Avenue in Collegeville. I'd pass there constantly, all day, every day. And there was probably 10 to 15 pine trees right on the college property. And I noticed they over time they just didn't start looking good, like they were not healthy. So I knocked on the guy's door, and I said, "Sir, you notice any of your trees lately that haven't been looking good?" He goes, "You know what? I never even look up." And then he went like this. Then he looked up and said, "Yeah, they don't look too good." So then I got my route in Harleysville. 7 years went by. Then I went back to Collegeville. And I passed by there. I said, damn, those trees look even worse. So I went to the college, and I told them, I said, check out them trees up on 9th Avenue. They ain't looking too good. The guy kind of looked at me like I had three heads. So about a year ago, the CEO of Einstein Hospital was at the traffic light. The tree falls on her and kills her.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah. The next week, all 16 trees were cut down.
All right,
where was Luigi Mangione or whatever that day? Do you have somebody see him run around with a chainsaw?
Looks like some divine.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she was a good person. I don't
One
wanna
more
say that.
story, tree story, and that'll be it.
No.
So, Clayhor Avenue. I forget the name of the street now. God, see, a year ago, I forget the name of the street. So I used to go down there. There's like 3 60-foot pine trees there. Over the years, I'm saying, damn, these trees ain't looking too good. And the one was starting to lean a little bit. So I knock on the lady's door. I said, ma'am, just giving you a heads up. That pine tree is leaning a little bit. If it falls, it's going to hit your driveway. And if there's a car there, it's going to cross the car. She goes, oh, okay. Thank you. So 2-3 weeks went by. I go back. The tree's not there. I knock on the lady's door. I said, what happened? She goes, I called an arborist out here, and he said that tree looked perfectly fine. And then a few days after that, it fell and crushed my daughter's car. I said, oh, well, I'm sorry. I warned you. What can I say?
Terrible arborist.
So those little things you see.
Now, do you know about trees, or are you just saying you just notice things like that? Like,
Well,
are you especially like, oh man, I know all the different kinds of trees, and I'm a tree guy, and
No, it's a great question, and I'll tell you why. I'm big on the environment and climate change.
Mhm.
Now, what I've noticed over the years with trees, and you could, as in your travels, you might want to look at this yourselves. for some reason, the roots of trees are migrating to the surface. And you could actually see where the bark ended, where how it's lifted out of the ground.
Mhm.
And the trees are coming to the surface, and it's weakening the trees. So that's one of the primary things that I've seen in my FedEx travels over the years. And as you're traveling around, check out some of the trees. You'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I always I just like
Yeah.
being out in nature. So the
Yeah.
fact that you're telling the story of over by your sinus thing, I was like, oh, I never even looked up. I was like, I love walking around looking like.
Yeah. It's
So,
just,
but you've seen the new how they're treating trees now. Like instead of covering with mulch, they're actually starting to like fan it out around the tree because it's better for them now.
yeah, you
that
should
they've
never
figured it
cover
out.
that. Like you should never go up on the bark.
Yeah, so,
never.
So I think
That's
that's
a-
a new thing.
Yeah.
But
That's it. That
Back
could be.
to so you've got 2 tree stories. You've got 3 tree stories, and you were right, and you're absolutely right. But when you tell everyday people where we're living our lives, and you're
Oh,
like,
dude, it's like
I mean, they've got it. Like I've
Yeah.
got to just be like,
this guy's
who
out
the
of his
fuck is
fucking
looking at the
mind.
trees?
Yeah.
Like, okay, go
Yeah.
take your tree shit somewhere else, dude.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
But there's a reason. Like, I mean,
There is.
The trees do fall.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
reason.
And also, to your environmental thing, for instance, tell the story about recycling at the station. Like, weren't you the guy?
I was the guy, but then I found out that
Well, then you're disillusioned. But tell a story about, you're out there, you're doing, what's the Captain Planet work. You're out there, you're like, hey, we're throwing our cans in the trash.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a recycling bin?
Yeah.
And you got them to put recycling bins at the station.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens afterwards. It's the thought and the
yeah.
foresight that like, oh, we should be doing something with these cans.
Yeah.
or bottles or whatever.
Exactly. But ultimately, through extensive research, only about 9% of all plastic in the United States gets recycled.
And that's the trick.
Yeah.
So like,
I was saying it's like if it's not that they can't recycle it, they don't want to put in the work for it. Like they would have to a soda bottle with a little bit of soda and stuff left there. Like, well, we'll just throw it out because instead of having to clean it all out and get the plastic ready to be used, well, it's easier to just throw it in a landfill.
and there's
That
different
is a
kinds of
factor, yes.
plastics. Like not all plastics are the same. They're made differently, and they've you can't just throw this kind of plastic in with another plastic, and then boom, you've got plastic to recycle.
That's a
It's
great
all
point
different
you
things.
make. Because the documentary I saw, all those numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was a propaganda thing put out by the plastics industry. Most of that stuff can only be recycled 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, there's only certain
that's
ones
it.
that can be recycled.
And
It's
that's
not
it.
all plastic.
Yeah, not all
But
plastic.
glass, on the other hand, you can always recycle.
Oh, very
glass.
highly recyclable.
Yeah.
Highly.
But I think I seen it when I first was like, holy shit, this whole thing's a scam. Was Penn and Teller? They had that bullshit show. It was good. It was on HBO. Did you guys see
I
that?
didn't see that.
Watch it.
This is a decade or more ago, and they put out all these different cans, and people like you. Not most people, because most people are lazy, but people that are minded like you, that are like, yo, I'm trying to fix the planet, they would separate all of their stuff, and you'd eventually have 5 different cans that would have to be picked up five different trucks that all have different recyclables, and
Right.
they could barely
feasible.
get people to pick up the trash now.
Right.
So like, and then you've
Yeah.
got to change the whole way you operate when they get to the junkyard or wherever they go, the
Yeah.
landfill. So you could see how they're just like, oh yeah, we're doing this, guys, sure, and actually give us some funding to do this, and then we're gonna pocket that, and then we'll make everybody think that we're recycling. Meanwhile, it goes to China, but then that contract ended, and they were like, oh, we're not accepting your garbage anymore. All right, let's go to another third world country, which is
Right.
Philippines. I think we send all of our barges of trash over, and they just throw it right in the ocean.
Well,
But our hands are clean because we sold our trash.
Right. Well, China stopped accepting it because it was filthy.
Yeah.
It was not clean.
Of course.
The other thing is, and some of these third world countries, and another document. I watch documentaries all the time.
They're fun.
You'll see these smokestacks coming out of the ground,
Yeah.
and then they go investigate. They're underground burning the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. People will
Burning the
find
plastic.
any way to make money to do something, and then they'll find a way to do that thing cheaper. And if
Yeah.
it destroys the planet,
Even
well,
if
who
it's
gives a
fucking
shit?
everything up.
You know?
Can we curse?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want, and I've already been doing, so sorry. But you know, I know you're a proper,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
gentleman.
I have a wife. I curse.
All right, there we go. I'm sure she's freaking a sweetheart, having to deal with your shit all the time.
No, 100% correct.
She's just like, babe, like, do we really have to do this? Like,
Yeah, you are right on the money there.
so
Yeah.
so that's the recycling story that I wanted to tell.
Yeah.
Because like it's a small thing, but it's like, you know, who cares about that? And you got Joe Frat that comes along, and and that's one thing we can all say about you, like, and anybody at work or anybody. The guy cares. He deeply cares about the environment.
Yeah.
And he's just a good person. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Well, the last
Kev,
guy,
go
the
ahead.
last trash hauler.
Give him his flowers.
I mean, he does. It's a
No
good.
problem.
You need those recycling warriors out there pushing the cause.
Well, the last recycling guy, I asked him, I said, do you recycle? He goes, no, we take everything down to the trash to steam plant in Conshohocken. And it all gets burnt, no matter what it is.
And all right, so here's just me thinking. Okay, so the government probably, or the county, whatever, state, federal government gives all this money to recycle or to make things safer because there's regulations, EPA, and all that stuff. So they're burning it, but they've got filters on the smoke, right, to capture the bad stuff that would go up. I would imagine.
So they say.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, if they're cutting the corners on telling us, like, yeah, we separate all this shit, and then fucking,
Yeah.
you know, a trash truck guy, he's making $25 an hour. He doesn't give a shit about the end process. He's just a cog.
Yeah.
And the owner definitely doesn't give a shit. He just needs to pass the EPA tests
That's
and whatever and pocket his money
Yeah.
because it's a business.
It's a
Well,
it's a,
and
go ahead, I'm
to
sorry.
say those EPA, like how much carbon you put out for your company, that's all bullshit too. Because these billion-dollar companies that produce so much carbon from whatever they're manufacturing, they go to companies that, like Tesla or something, that isn't putting out, and they go, well, we're only allowed to put out 5 million tons of carbon into the atmosphere, and you are allowed to put out that much too, but you can't because you're not producing things the way we are. So we'll buy your, 5 million tons of whatever, and you make money and we get to just continue polluting. Like, they're not polluting any less. They're just using companies that don't pollute. Like, it's all this, it's
Corruption?
yeah, I
Would
mean,
you
it's
call
just
it?
like 6 of one, half a dozen to the other, that it's a shell game to
It's like a shell game, yeah.
just for
like a
you to
shell
like,
game.
oh, well, I guess they're doing the right thing, but it's the same thing they've been doing the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's the crux of the difference between people like you, Joe Frat, and maybe me and people like Kev, or even maybe I won't go as far as to lump Kev in with me. We just want things to be okay, but really at the end of the day, we're living our lives. We don't give a shit. But you're out there and you really care about things. I mean, you'll go out there and I would assume you'll picket, you'll march, you'll do what you can to make things better, because I would say the climate is changing. I mean, that's undeniable, right?
Sure. Oh no.
So we could be on the same page, but it's like, where do we separate believing things? And it's like, well, is it man-made, or are some of the scientists lying, or whatever the case may be, or what can we do about it even? So then there's this branch that comes off, which is government, corporations, where Kev was saying that this credits thing, this carbon credits, whatever, where they're like, they're trying to win you guys over and be like, look at us, we're doing the right thing, side with us, push for these laws and these things to come into place, when really it's a scam. Like, you shouldn't be polluting at all. You can't trade and buy and to be able to pollute the same or even more. That's insane.
Yeah.
Why would that be an option?
Right.
And then you look at the bigger picture of America as a polluter versus the rest of the world. I think we came a long way. When we were in school, it was the rainforests being chopped down, which still fucking is. The ozone layer, you don't really hear anything about that.
There was just something in the news that the ozone layer has like,
Oh, we're messed it up again?
like healed itself.
Oh,
almost.
okay.
it has
So that's
healed
good.
dramatically.
That they're at back to like 1990s levels of ozone or something.
So
That
that's
it's,
good, right? We
it's-
need that thing.
That's because of the CFCs and the air conditioning.
Yes,
the
they
Freon.
stopped in the
They've changed a lot.
Okay.
Of it.
the aerosol sprays.
Yeah,
Like they don't
yeah.
have the same
Changed a lot. of it.
propellant, I guess.
So
you
there's
can
a
make
plus.
a difference
Mm-hmm.
if enough people put their mind to it and enough money's put towards it.
But like you were saying, like if United States says we're not using coal for power plants anymore, it's like, oh, that's good for the world. But South America's like, we built 50,000 new coal burning power plants. Like it's
Or even, hey, your guys' like you guys' thirst for these exotic woods and all of, like, why are they cutting, like, if the rainforest is a problem, like if it really does give us the air we breathe, and it creates the whole, because you learn about it like from Captain America or Captain Planet, Captain Planet, not Captain America, but you learn about it from these things, and like if that really is such an important thing, why are they just going down there and clear cutting it and burning it all? Well, it's because people want that. It's money. Those people down there need
Poverty.
money. They need food, and it's just like the same thing with drugs. Like, well, why are the cartels so big? Well, because we're giving them our money.
people are gonna pay for drugs.
It's the oil companies.
Yeah.
Why is Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Abu Dhabi? These people live in sand, and they have all of our money, and they're building the biggest skyscrapers, and the wealth. They drive around in Lambos, and like we're sitting here, like that's all of our money just flowing over there for us to get this oil and gas for us to thrive over here. It's a crazy thing.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And the whole world's connected. And we're sitting here arguing about like whether we should be using gas or whatever. And if you look at the numbers of the impact, like America, not a huge, Western countries, not a huge impact compared to developing countries. We've already did our developing. Like we're good. We're not polluting as much as them, and we could never. It could never be a balance of like, well, if we're at 1%, what if we kick our stuff down to 0.5%? That doesn't fucking matter. In fact, it just hurts us as if we're all in a competition, because we are. Like the United States is in competition with the rest of the world. We don't want Russia. We don't want China. We don't want Dubai to be leading the world on human rights and all this other stuff.
Or the lack of it.
Yeah. And I mean, we've got a lot to fix over here, and there's always going to be people that can complain. And I feel like, especially this day and age, like it's cool, it's awesome. If you can be a victim, the bigger victim you can be, the better. The rest of the world doesn't care about those things. They're just cutting off heads and fucking throwing their shit in the ocean to get ahead because they'd like to be the top guy. Mm-hmm. I think we're good on that. And this credit thing for carbon and what we can do to be better, let's continue that, but it's not in the top 40 of things we should be worrying about. We've got bigger problems. The rest of the world should be worried about maybe trying to bring down their stuff or do it better. So
we
go ahead.
We have a president who truly believes that climate change is a hoax.
Yeah.
Now,
and I'm sure there are certain parts of it that are.
The pushback I would give is I don't think he truly believes anything, really. He's being told that,
I mean, we can sit
that
here
it's a hoax.
That's absolutely true. Politicians don't believe anything. That's why they're politicians.
Yes.
They sit there and they say, I don't know, what's the most popular? That's what I believe. So if it's a dangerous thing, they're sitting there freaking, let's do it. Because most people want that, right, guys?
Yeah.
So
special interest, lobbyists, this goes on.
Any politician, who's your right now? Like, what character do you like the best as a politician?
Well, to back up
Go
a
ahead.
bit, generally speaking, Democrats fully acknowledge climate change and its causes. Republicans, generally speaking, do not. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just a brain chemistry. And, there was on How to Become a Millionaire. You ever see that show? It's a game show.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Who wants to be a millionaire?
All right.
Yeah, who wants to be a millionaire?
All right, yeah.
So one of the questions was these scientists did a study about political ideologies, and they determined that some people are born Democrat thinking, or Republican thinking. It's like a brain chemistry. Mm-hmm. And you notice that some people, no matter what you say, it does not matter what the hell you say, you'll never change their mind.
Well, it's a team thing. It's once you've been indoctrinated by either side of the team, you're not going to change it.
Yeah.
I think it was most shown, and I know Kev hates it, but like Rogan is so down the middle. When he has a guest on, he had what's the chicks, the Owens,
Candace
Do you
Owens.
like or
Owens
dislike him?
I like him. I just will bring him up constantly.
Well, I've listened to thousands of his podcasts, but he brings on these people that are right leaning. Candace Owens, I mean, extremist on that side. religious. And when you start questioning these people, Ben Shapiro, any of these people, you start questioning them. You're like, okay, let's go down the list of things that you really believe in and why. And it's like, oh, well, everything goes back to the Bible for a Shapiro or an Owens or whoever. And you get to different things, and you're like, okay, well, you might be right on this. You might be right on this. Well, why do you believe this? And then questioning them down to, well, why do you believe that? Well, this isn't a hill I'm going to die on. That's what they'll say. Like, I don't know. They're in the party. You have to believe in all of these set things to be in the party.
Mm-hmm.
You might have done zero research, but if everybody else is
Exactly.
parroting this and they're red or they're blue,
Mm-hmm.
well, then I also have to kind of believe those things.
Mhm.
When in reality, you don't. You can just say, hey, I don't, like, that's a libertarian or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think we shouldn't go to war with countries. Like, that's an easy one. It seems like blue and red are both like, yes, let's go to war. I don't want to go to war with those people, but I will go to war with these people.
Mm-hmm.
They're both spending our money on war. It doesn't matter what color it is.
Right.
So, to your thing, yes, they might not even believe in the thing fully, one of the ideas of their team, but they're going to fucking push for it, and they're going to vote on it, and they're going to say that they are, even though they don't have a really dog in the fight.
Right. I think they should eliminate both parties, and everybody just run an independent.
Well, I mean, it's a uniparty. What do they say? Two wings of the same bird.
Yeah.
The one says we won't go to war, and then they get into power, and they're fucking going to war.
You got politicians from either side telling us to be mad at each other for shit you believe that other people doesn't believe.
Yeah.
And then all those same politicians are going to go have lunch and make a handshake deal over the table somewhere. And it's
And
like,
it really
That
cracked
happens
wide
too.
open when we're out on the road and you're seeing these Bernie signs. Bernie's fucking going. I believe he would have won the Democratic Party and then eventually,
2016?
and
For
eventually been the president. They decided that they didn't want him to run.
Yeah.
So they made up all these lies, and then they put another candidate in that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted that person.
Yeah.
And then they eventually had him bend his knee, and it was embarrassing. Like even the TV,
it
they wouldn't
was
show.
like,
Good.
but embarrassing is good. It was like blatant. where
Blatantly obvious.
He was winning. I don't know what states have the super delegates or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
but like he's winning the popular vote, and they're like, well, the super delegates are actually they like the other person, so they get all the votes. And
Like,
it's
so then it
how-
breaks the whole
so
thing.
none of
wide
this
open.
matters?
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
thought we all had one vote, and and obviously that's naivety that we don't know the voting system in our own country. I get that, but for the news to not when they're putting stats up there and they've got the three main players,
Yeah.
two of them are just fucking nobody's going to vote for, and then they keep him out even though he has a higher number than two of the other candidates. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, is the news in cahoots with the parties? And you're like, oh yeah, they
Yeah.
fucking totally are.
They thought he was too progressive or something.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you don't want an extremist, even
No.
though we've got one again for the second time. But
Yeah.
it just shows you that it's all fake. So when we run into people that are whatever blue or red, and they're vehemently like, it is a part of their being, and it's just it's made up. It's not real. Think for yourself. Like go
Think
out
for
and watch a
yourself.
documentary. Go out and
That's
listen to the other
dangerous talk
side.
right there, Stan.
Yeah, but if you sit there and you listen to
Educate
the other
yourself.
side, if I sit here and I talk to Joe Frat and I'm like, well, why do you think that? And you're like, well, I watched this documentary. I was like, oh, yeah, they made another documentary that refuted that one. Have you seen that one? Well, no. And you go home and you watch it, like, damn, half of that documentary is bullshit. Cows farting is really not contributing to the end of times. So then maybe you'll change your mind on that fact, but you'll still be pro-planet, and so would I.
Sure.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Well, to me, in my opinion, the closest thing to the truth is a documentary because it's all it's documented material. But like you said, you'll hear one thing and then somebody will try to disprove it.
Well, you can twist you
Yeah.
you can twist anything into anything.
Sure.
With the right stats and the right emotional string pulls, you can get anybody to believe anything.
You could.
I mean-
and people do.
Yeah.
And
So-
people do.
Yeah,
And that's the
you
thing.
follow the money. Like who paid for
That's
this
the
documentary to be made?
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are people somebody, especially a politician? Why do they believe in what they believe in? Are they basing that off facts, or are they getting paid to believe it?
Yeah.
And then if you can trace it back, like, well, if you believe this so hard, let's find out. Did you get any funding from people that might be pushing for that?
Yeah. And with AI, the dawn of AI, we don't know what the
Yeah, it's gonna
fuck's
get
real
strange for
anymore.
sure.
No idea. These videos are, oh my gosh, these made up people, they look They look
Yeah.
like you and me.
Yeah, it's gonna trick a lot of old people for sure.
Ooh, boy.
I mean, it's gonna trick anybody, but
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
because I mean, kids like I feel like don't believe anything they see on the internet. Like,
Kids?
yeah, kids. Like, so because you'll be talking to like maybe an older person that like, did you see that? Like, whoever, not to throw anybody on their bus, but it's just like, yeah, I mean that's not true. Like, just, but it gets them their gears grinding, and they're like, oh, have you seen this? And it's like, yeah, I mean, just look at the other side of it. It's just not true. And then, but you run into a problem where maybe they feel stupid or they feel taken advantage of, and then they harden their position. You're like, look, I'm not trying to be smarter than you. Like, I'm fucking an idiot. But just look at the other side. Like, that's not real, or that's fake, or it's twisted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just sensationalism in a nutshell.
That.
It's like you can write an article and have a headline that's outrageous and just not true, and it's going to get seen by 50 million people.
Yeah.
And then next week you print a retraction that was like, hey, that thing that we put out was actually like a lie. We got fooled. And not even a tenth of the, same viewership on the actual truth.
On the retraction, yeah.
Like, it can catch people because they have good hearts or they have good intentions, and what's paved in good intentions, hell. I feel so embarrassed from 2012 or when was that Coney thing? Remember that African fucking I don't know, whatever religious he had kids in his army and stuff. And like there was nothing new to it. I mean, that's what they do. The not drug lords, the warlords over there.
Warlord, yeah.
And I got caught up in it, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, we need to stop this dude. He's fucking, like, kidnapping chicks and using child soldiers. And, like, when I used Facebook, I was like, hey, we get on board. Like, we need to fucking stop this guy. It's just all fake. Like, I mean, that was, like, zeroed in for some reason for that time period when the whole continent is doing that. And we're funding probably the guy that's on the other side of that. Or we probably even funded that
both
guy.
Sides,
yeah. And it was probably just a proxy war for us and the other, China, Russia, whoever the fuck was funding them. And really, at the end of the day, we're causing all of these problems. Not us, but the leadership of each country.
Oh, the leadership, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, I feel so embarrassed that I was like, yeah, man, because I thought I was being a good person, because I thought, like, yeah, this guy's fucking bad. We should definitely send a missile strike right to his house. And they could easily do that.
Oh, easily.
But then you don't have a bad guy. And then, or 10 more pop up,
Yeah.
If anything, from watching The Wire, you take one away and 10 more pop up and it's chaos.
Oh, yeah.
But that was my embarrassing moment. I was like, you know what? Never again, man. All of this stuff is anything you're watching on the news or that's for the moment the big thing everybody's talking about.
It's
probably fake. It's not grassroots. It's all propaganda.
Plenty of that going around. Plenty of that.
But it's fun to spread some stuff too. Like, I love hearing rumors and going like, I like that rumor enough that I'm gonna not fact check this at all, and I'm gonna tell everybody just because I liked saying it.
And that could go like.
But I give the precursor of like, I didn't check to see if this was right or not.
Yeah, I didn't fact check it, but I like it.
But you take the dichotomy of like Kev. That's why I love working with Kev on this podcast. Like, I don't think I could possibly say anything to Kev that where he would be like, you know what, man, fuck. I believe this idea so hard that I'm gonna say fuck you. And I don't think there's an idea that he could tell me that I'm like, well, all right, dude, whatever. Whereas you get some other people where you say, like, you know what, I think this environmental thing, it's a shtick, it's not real, you're stupid for believing that. And that's part of your identity, and you'd be mad at us as people for not believing what you believe in. But not that we would say that.
But that's different, like, because you said, like, well, you're stupid for believing it. Like, that's your insult. But if you're just like, yeah, I think that's totally nonsense, and, like, you shouldn't believe that. Like, you think the opposite. And then people were like, how could you do, like, that's what gets them irate? Then you're like,
right, the name calling. Yeah, just keep that out of just your idea isn't right. And then you could say to my idea is not right. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
When they drafted the Constitution, they agreed to disagree. Or it would have never happened.
It is funny how the Constitution keeps getting used by both sides, but then also abused.
Oh.
It's like the Constitution's old and stupid, and maybe we shouldn't believe it on this one thing. Like, for instance, I was going to wear my essential, the Colin Noir. He's a A2 activist. Second Amendment. I am totally on board with Second Amendment. I don't own any guns. Do I have some? Maybe. But I don't own any. And I think that you can only have the First Amendment, free speech, if you have the Second Amendment, where we can own guns. You can't come to our houses and fuck with us saying stuff on the internet because we have possibly a gun. You see what's happening in the UK right now. People are coming, cops with, actually they don't have guns over there, but the special ones do, come to your house, they fucking sawzall your door, and they say, you're coming with us because you said something inappropriate online. That's crazy. That should never be an option. That just happened? It's going on right now.
In the UK?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't hear about that.
Country doesn't have the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Like, things are
and that's
illegal to say.
You forget, like, yeah, we could talk about all the places that we've seen, like, the governments that are bad, like Russia and China. They definitely don't have free speech over there. But you think other Western countries like UK, Canada, I would say Australia, places where you're like, oh, you can say whatever you want, like, because you start to think like, oh, they're just like us, and then you realize like, oh no, that's not in their shit.
Yeah.
they skipped that one.
Well, if it ever gets lost here, which I think if Trump could have his way, he would eliminate it. And
I
the
think
rest of the world might as well forget about it.
I think there's a few specifically red guys that are putting motions for certain things that are like attacking free speech.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you could put a bill through. Does it pass? Does it get challenged in court and mean nothing? Like, half the time when people are like, oh, have you seen Trump's doing this? It's like, well, he can say he's doing whatever, but then when it goes to the courts, does it pass or not? If it just falls flat and they're like, yeah, that's totally stupid, would never do, that's not a law. Okay, good. That means our system's working, right? Like,
sure.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so when they come up with these laws where you can't say certain people you can't talk bad about certain people, and that gets challenged in court, and you're like, I can say whatever I want. First Amendment, have you heard of it? Then cool, you're good. Now, did it cost that person money, and, you know, are they fucked? Sure, but if it's challenged, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, like defamation of character or something. Yeah. You could sue someone for that.
Yeah, and that's civil. Like, you can sue people, but you can't lock somebody up for... If I say, like, I don't like you, and I'm fucking tired of your shit, and the things you're doing are wrong... If I say that on a public platform, or I go out in the street and I say that, you can't come to my house and arrest me with guns.
No.
And if you tried...
You'd probably be able to.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's it. Where was it? In Alabama, they have that law. What's that law where you have the right to kill someone?
Self-defense?
No, there's I forget the
Stand
name
your
of it.
ground?
Stand your ground.
Yeah, Florida has a big one too. Texas.
That Latino woman went to the wrong house.
Yeah.
And the guy just shot right through the door.
Yeah, that's insane, and that guy should probably be criminally charged and civilly charged for that matter.
But the law, see, when they make laws, they don't always think of the side effects or the potential consequences. You know what I mean?
That's what we have lawyers for, which are also evil and scum of the earth.
Yeah. Well, Shakespeare, what did he say? Kill the lawyers?
Is that what he said?
In so many words.
All right.
Don't quote that exact word. But he said
I quote,
something
kill all the lawyers.
on those lines.
I think that was in Macbeth, actually.
Yeah.
Was it Macbeth?
No. Hamlet?
Oh, wow. I was gonna say.
Just name all the ones we know. That's Macbeth and Hamlet, that's it.
Yeah,
what else you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
There's Midsummer's Night.
Jeez. All right, fancy pants.
I'm running out after that one.
But, no, they're law-abiding citizen, fucking that. Like, that's a good-ass movie. Jamie Foxx, law-abiding citizen?
Yeah, law-abiding. Him and Gerard Butler. Takes place in Philly.
Oh, yeah, it does, yeah.
I didn't see that.
Good movie.
Is it a true story?
No. Well, I'm sure for somebody, but right up until like the guy starts winning, like I'm sure they've just locked people up and let people go for. I mean, that's the thing. Like these cases, like you can always find a case like you're talking about an extreme scenario where a poor woman was killed for going to the wrong house in Alabama. Like, who wants to fucking live in Alabama, first of all? But yes, that's crazy. That guy should be charged. Does he get off? I don't know. Like, do you ever come back from that? Or that old guy where these kids were breaking into his garage or something, and he calls up 911. He's like, "They're in my garage, and I'm gonna shoot them."
Yeah.
And it's like it turns out to be a chick and they're drug addicts or whatever they were. He kills both of them on the 911 tape, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers." Like, all right. Definitely shouldn't be able to kill kids on your property because they're stealing your stuff. But also, don't go on somebody's property and steal their stuff.
And make sure you're at the right house.
Well, yeah, and that, yeah, for that scenario, for sure. Or you see people like at the end of their driveway, and there's a party going on next door, and they've fucking had problems with these people for years, and the guy comes like 1 foot on his property and shoots and kills the guy. Like that's insane. That's taking the home stand your ground law, or the
to the extreme.
Castle is your home or your home is your castle doctrine,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck they are. That's the extreme. Now, if somebody's breaking into your house and they're breaking through your window or breaking through your door, and you shoot and kill them, look, that all's fair.
All's
Don't
fair.
break into somebody's house.
All's fair.
But then you've got the things they didn't think of, like, hey, a delivery driver. They definitely didn't have those back in the day. Like,
He's at the wrong house. Nobody's
yeah. So don't take away people's rights to own guns or defend their property because these few scenarios.
Right.
And it might be hundreds of cases because there's 300 million people in America,
Yeah.
350, whatever it might be. How do peaceniks / tree huggers deal with the Second Amendment? Like, you pro or against?
In my opinion, the way it is in America now, I'd like to see everybody have a gun.
All right.
And then maybe we could stop some of these killings before they kill too many people.
All right. See,
Well,
isn't that
it's
an
out of
oxy-
control to that
yeah.
point?
But there is a thought process, like a argument to be made for something like that. Like, I think in Switzerland, there's mandatory military service for adults, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go, you do your 6 years or 6 months to a year, whatever it is, they give you, like, this is your government issued rifle. And like, now, like, when you're out, you own it. And
Wow.
if something happens, and like, we have the serial number and we know how to identify every bullet that has been shot by that gun. If something happens with that
We're gonna know
gun,
you
like,
did it.
we know it was you.
We're going to know you did it.
And you better have a good
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
I think America's so sick at this point. You couldn't have mandatory military because then you would train so many people that are sick, mentally ill, up to a point where they might be proficient in something and they've gotten kicked out, or they're like, hey, this guy's fucking not right. We got to take his gun away.
You don't just force everyone. You still have to do, like,
basic training and stuff, but
background
selection
all that,
process has to go through.
yeah. And I think, do we have a perfect system? No. But there's people out there that are just like, yeah. I don't know why we're allowed to have guns. Well, you don't have to own a gun. That's your choice.
Right.
If I want to, though, that's my choice.
Right. The only thing that I think needs to be changed, which organizations like the NRA and the Republican side,
Corruption.
it's not just corruption. They don't want to, if they think that they bend this much, then it's going to keep expanding.
I think that's
Simple
true.
background check.
Yeah, I think everybody can
things
agree
like
with
that.
background
That's
checks.
all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Make sure this person who's got this gun is upstanding with no mental illness.
Yeah.
21 for an assault rifle, not 18.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I mean,
Just simple things like that.
we can sit there and agree on things like that, but we've seen good, like I said, good intentions. Like, you look at Canada, for instance, or Australia, like, they've done the little bends, and that little bend leads to another bend, and then another bend, and the next thing you know, they're like, you guys don't need any of these. Let's take those away.
That's what's happening there?
In Canada, for sure.
Is
I mean,
it?
they've got video compilations of Trudeau coming into power. Like, we're not going to take anybody's gun. I don't know why they keep saying I'm for that. I'm not for taking anybody's gun. And then it's like, look, we had a big shooting. We're going to take away the assault rifles. They're very dangerous. They look really bad. They look really dangerous. We're going to take those away. But we're not coming after anything else. Like, it's crazy. I don't know why they keep saying I'm going to do that. And then final stroke is like, we're taking away everybody's gun. You've got,
In Canada? Is that true?
Yeah. Well, who the fuck am I? I just watched a fucking news thing on it, like,
Yeah.
or a Reels.
Stan saw a headline.
On Instagram, it's true.
Well,
you know what I mean?
what? Next time, see, if we're going to meet like this periodically,
We'll have,
and we come up with a certain subject matter that we're not sure of,
Mhm.
all three of us do the research, and then
right.
we reconvene.
I would like that. That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
You can do
That'd be
something
fun.
like that. Make
Yeah.
it work.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that's what they did in Canada. In Australia, they had a big shooting. They took away everybody's guns. UK, obviously, their knivings are fucking crazy. Everybody's carrying around
yeah.
these machetes in their pants.
I know.
Fucking insane.
Well, that just goes to show whatever laws you have on the book, the people that are going to break the law are going to find a way to break the law regardless of what it is.
And then it's
very
like,
true.
so you got people that are like, we need to ban this, we need to ban this. And then it's like, now they're to the point where they're like, we need to ban kitchen knives. Like, if you're caught outside with a kitchen knife, you're getting caught. Like, well, hold on. I mean,
Then they're going to ban steak because
Yes.
you can't cut the damn
of
thing.
course. And that's good for the environment, Joe,
Right,
because
right.
meat is dangerous.
Oh my God! Really, everything is that's like a
Progression.
For everything you talk about, there's another add-on to it.
Of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's how everything progresses. You just don't wake up one day and you're a Nazi. Like,
Yeah,
it's
right.
progressively worse.
Progressive,
And, you know,
yeah.
the rhetoric gets more dangerous. That's the way it is. That's the
Yeah.
way of the world. That's how you can get people to do things.
Yeah.
That's why I think this experiment of America is so awesome, because you got a fresh start, and then the rest of the influences took longer to infiltrate. You know, first with like the Federal Reserve. Like, at first we didn't have that shit.
Nope.
First we didn't. World War I, we didn't have
Nope.
an income tax.
No.
And they're like, look, we just need to pay for this for a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then we'll get rid of it.
Mhm.
And that's your small incremental changes, your
Yeah.
bends. Now we pay,
Yeah.
and now we were talking about, before you got here, we were talking about, like, I'm gonna get a chicken farm, and because I'm tired of paying these. Like, every year my taxes go up, and you were saying like
$100 every year.
every year,
Every
and I
year.
was like, well, is that gonna stop, Joe? And he's like,
Nope.
no,
Not
why
a
would it stop?
chance.
Not going to stop.
A
They give you
bridge.
that homestead deduction.
Yes.
Like $50. $100
And I
or
haven't
something.
every year when I get that paper, I'm like, I'm gonna fill this shit out, and I fucking never do.
No.
No, I'm going to
Oh,
this year.
mine's already. It's line itemed.
Oh yeah.
It's reduced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to just fill out the paperwork and you get the deduction. But for 7 years I've forgotten. But again, like the tax thing, like you cross a bridge and they're just like, look, we just need to pay for the bridge. That makes sense. That makes sense for me. I benefit from this bridge. All right, I'll pay the fucking toll every time I go through it until it's paid off. Well, then they're like, well, it's never. We need to work on this bridge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. And then they count on that income from that bridge.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's never going away. In fact, it's going to go up every single year, and you're and then that's just what it is.
Just
Oh,
how it
it's-
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've said about jerseys. New Jersey is running the greatest scam ever.
As far as
It's free to drive into Jersey. You have to pay to leave.
with the Walt Whitman.
Any of
every
them.
bridge.
Any bridge is free to go into Jersey, and you have to pay to leave because they know that nobody wants to be in Jersey.
Well, that wasn't always the case. When I was in 1975, I was 18. When we used to get down the shore, you had to pay going over and coming back. It was 60 cents. 60 cents. Now it's $6
Well,
on the way
that's
back.
probably inflation, right? 60
Oh, yeah.
cents is now $6.
It's about right. Yeah, I'm just
sure.
saying.
But it'll never go away
No.
because they count on that money. It's
Yeah.
just like they keep saying Social Security. Like, the Republicans, I guess, or the red team will always say, like, we got to get rid of Social Security. It's bankrupt. It's not going to work anymore. Well, then you find out it's because they keep using that money.
Well, that's.
Go
I have to
ahead.
correct you on that.
Go ahead.
They are not allowed to touch the Social Security Trust Fund
Okay.
by law. They are not allowed. The reason Social Security is having a shortfall in 1983, they revamped everything because they seen what was happening. What they did, they said there's a lot of baby boomers are going to be retiring, so they started saving money, and it got into the trillions of dollars that they saved, anticipating the baby boomers retiring. But now we have a situation. See, when Social Security first came out, the average lifespan was 62. So that's when you could start collecting, when you're 62. And there was probably 10 to 15 workers putting in for every one collecting. Now there's like 4 or 5 people putting in for everybody collecting.
Yeah, the numbers
And there's
flipped.
10,000 baby boomers retiring every day. There's thousands of them retiring every day. By 2033, they're expecting that trillions of dollars to run out. But they keep kicking the can down the road. They don't want to really make changes to it to solidify the system.
What
They're
kind of
not allowed to
changes-
touch that money.
What kind of changes would they make?
You might want to, where people who make a certain amount of money pay a little more, or people that have a certain amount of income, you're not getting Social Security because you're already making millions. Let's say making 2, 3, 5 million a year.
cap on it.
They're not going to need it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Things like that. But they don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
They don't want to stress
hate to
the
see-
rich people at all.
Yeah. Well, I hate to see because I thought you were going to say, like, push the age back. Like, that only affects, that only hurts regular people. like that aren't going to be millionaires. Like they're just not.
Yeah, right.
You just get to live a couple extra
Yeah.
more years where you're okay and you get to
That's
survive.
all it's going to be.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, they tried to a couple years ago in France up the age of retirement.
Oh my God!
And-
they were in the streets.
And
boy.
yeah, they like the entirety of France was like
Their pensions,
don't
something
you-
with their pensions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like I think
Yeah.
going from 62 to 65
Yeah,
or
they
65 to
raised the
67.
age, yeah.
If only they could come
And-
together on the
Yeah.
migrants.
And the entire country was like, nah, you're not going
Yeah.
to do that. And they're like, well, what are you going to do? And they're like, we'll just be on strike. Everyone that's in the country will not
Yeah.
go to work until you like turn that around.
And I'm gonna write this
And-
down. Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
going to say, and the reason that it worked was because the last time everybody in France was on the same page with something, they rounded up the king and all the people and chopped their heads off. Like
Oh
that's
my God.
the last time France was together like that.
Is that right?
I'm sure. And
Wow.
then
Yeah.
there's like the memory of like, oh well, yeah, this can happen if we don't like do what the people want.
Which
Yeah.
brings the current thing. I mean, like right now, like I'm going back and forth with people. Like Trump said that he thinks sedition should be punishable by death, and it's like, all right, yeah, I mean, probably right. Same thing with working for another country, being treason. Treason's
Yeah.
punishable by death, right? We just don't do that anymore.
No. And what they did here, listen.
Go ahead.
Here's what-
I do want to go back to
Go ahead.
if I was I want to research that Social Security thing.
Yeah.
Of the government using any of that money, or even not saying that they're taking from that fund, but they're taking from a sneaky way of doing it. Like, well, we didn't take from that fund because it's against the law,
No,
Yeah.
but we
like leave those trillions of dollars alone, but all the interest that
Yeah.
makes, then we
That's
can
possible.
like take that
so
somewhere
that
else.
I'll just have to I'll have to refine when I talk about that, because yeah, you're right. Like there is a law that they can't touch that money, but is there a sneaky way they get around taking the interest from that money, or putting that money in a thing and then taking the money from that, calling it a loan, whatever sneaky shit they've got going on? I'll have to research that so that I don't sound like an idiot when
Well,
you come back with and you say
there's
that's against
two
the law.
things.
You're
Good
dumb.
luck not sounding like an idiot.
Of
Two
course.
things we got to research, unless we want to write
Yeah.
it down.
No, I'm going to
The
write it down when I
Canada
go over
thing
this. Yeah.
With the guns
Yep.
and the Social Security.
Trudeau with the outlawing guns,
Yeah.
and then Social Security
Social
thing.
Security.
And when I go over this podcast, I'll write those down.
Yeah.
Go
Now, the
ahead.
thing with there was 5 or 6 Democrats
Mhm.
that came out and did a video and said to the service members, do not obey unlawful orders.
Which is also a thing.
Okay,
for
that's
sure.
a real thing.
Yep.
Now, when Caroline Levitt came on, you have to listen to everything she says. She said they came on and wanted the service members not to obey lawful orders.
Who's Levitt, red or blue?
She's the press
she's-
secretary for
She's
Trump.
the young chick that married
Yeah,
that
blonde hair,
billionaire
big
old
tits,
guy.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's crazy.
She said the Democrat video told people not to obey lawful. You got to listen.
So
to
she
what-
changed
She completely changed it.
Well, that's what they do.
And then the Speaker of the House, Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
when he came, his statement
Creepy
was
guy.
they told
Glasses.
the Democrats told the military leaders not to obey orders.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm
So
saying?
they've changed it
Neither
3
of them
times.
used the word unlawful.
Mhm.
Neither of them. And that's if you don't listen to the words, you're going to think, oh, them motherfuckers, they don't want them to obey lawful orders.
So
Uh-huh.
even if you don't even like if you had no idea that video existed and then you're watching the news and she comes out and
There
is
you
like
go.
they said don't
There
and
you
you're
go.
like, well, why the hell would
Yeah,
they say
why
that?
the hell would they say that?
And they're
Yeah.
they're not going to show the video. They're going to be like,
exactly.
hey, look at what those you know
Yeah.
fanatics just said.
Yeah.
And also, then you've got Trump going on. I don't know anybody that has Truth Social, so I don't know who he's talking to. But they'll report in the news. They'll be like, on Truth Social, he said this.
Yeah, he
Like,
said this.
who the fuck cares about
yeah.
that goofy shit? And also, one of the reasons he got elected because he says goofy shit all the time.
We're not on
That's
Truth Social as a
why.
like
That's
Express Lane
why.
isn't on Truth Social.
Nah, but I contemplate putting us on Rumble.
Oh God.
But they're all look, man. When you're deep into war mode like I am, like everything's a psyop. It's all fake. It's all run by whoever. So, but
Interesting.
But just to just sit in there and play in that game of like watching the news and then repeating what they say, I can't. I'll take it whenever I'm going to have coffee with people, and it's just like, look, it's exhausting to play the games. They're all stealing our money.
It's exhausting.
If we could
Yeah.
just come together on them Like, let's just financially come together and just say, stop stealing all of our money. That would solve a bunch of the problems that we're all worried about on both sides.
Yeah.
But you've got people out there. Here's a thing. So one of the reasons I want to talk to you, and I like talking to you, like, I'll see your posts on Facebook. Now, it takes everything in me not to respond because, first of all, the written word, I'm terrible at it. Grammar, spelling, expressing an idea.
Just that's what ChatGPT is for.
Even then, it's
I need responses, whether somebody agrees with it or not agrees with it.
It's just so, because first of all, it's like a trap. It's like, because say you've got all these people and like you say one thing and it could be totally reasonable, and I get on there and I say like, well, here's the converse to it, or I agree with it, or whatever. There's a thing that could be derailed by it. So like, we're talking about this one specific issue, and then we're bringing in examples, but then somebody else comes in and they have a problem with one of those examples, then the thread gets corrupted, and the original thing that we were talking about is now no longer a thing, and then it degrades into name calling, because that's just, it's so easy to, even if you don't mean to, like I just said when Kev corrected me, like, oh, your ideas are stupid, you're stupid for believing those ideas. Like, yeah, that's true, I shouldn't have said you're stupid, I should have just said the ideas, I don't believe that idea.
Yeah.
I should have stopped with that. But it's when we're talking, especially when we're writing it down, I'm terrible at it. So, and it's such a, you can just get such a trap, because those words don't have emotion. They don't have my character. They don't have my sarcasm and behind them. I like your stuff. Like, I'll sit there and read it, but I cannot comment on it because we'll just go down a rabbit hole of like. Now I'll try to send you responses.
Why don't I bring some of them up, and you can
next
comment on it?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, go ahead.
Let's do that.
Yeah, fucking Joe with a new segment. All right, the Joe Frat segment.
All right. Okay, I'll pick a couple of them.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
But then I see the lovely Adele on there.
Oh, Adele,
like,
yeah.
Adele.
You know, I worked with her. You know that.
We worked with her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She's just like you. She's just a nice, big-hearted, bleeding heart would be like a kind of backhanded way of saying it. But like, look, she just cares so much about things, and it's just like, look, at the end of the day, you can only take care of yourself and your family. Anything outside of that, you have zero control over, and you might.
Okay, what about like the Epstein files?
That's a funny. All right, so, and we're back.
What's your comments? You have any comments on that?
So, it's funny because I've owned a sweatshirt that I got from Old Row Instagram page that I follow. 4 years ago, maybe. I think I've been wearing it for 4 or 5 years. Because how long has it been since he hung himself?
When was that? At least 5 years.
All right, so whenever it was, there's been people just like the COVID thing. People from the very beginning said what may have been true, and they've denied it the whole time. So it used to be, Red Team was like, hey, they're all pedophiles, we need to show the list, and we need to get them out of there. Now it's on the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah.
Now it's the blue team's like, hey, we need to show this list. And I'm like, finally, something everybody can come together on and say, hey, we need to fucking find out who these people were, who they were, what's it called? When I catch you doing fucking kids and...
Diddling?
Well, what's it when I hold it over your head?
Blackmail?
Yeah. Find out who was blackmailed, why they were blackmailed, and by who. Now we're all on the same page. Let's do those 3 things. And every time, it seems like at every level, we the people keep getting stopped to see who did it and why. From both sides, it sees like.
Oh, because we're both.
Because we had 4 years of the blue team in power.
Yeah.
Didn't hear a peep of it.
Yeah.
Now we're almost a year in on the red team, and we're like, you guys campaigned on this. Literally everybody that's in a position of power right now, Dan Bongino, Cockeyed Cash Patel. That's just such a funny fucking name from Andrew Schultz, man. Everybody was on podcasts and they were out in public and they were saying, hey, if I was, right now they have that information. If I was in that spot, I would fucking release it. They're in that spot. They're not releasing it, and they're actively saying it doesn't exist.
They're going, hey, look, I looked at it, and we're good. You don't have to worry about it. You don't need to see it.
So that really fucking worries me that no matter what side you're on, the top levels of power in this country, because it's not these guys, they're only in there for a short period of time. I know saying the deep state triggers blue team people because it's a term that's popularized by Trump, but it's always existed. These people are in these positions for 40 years, and then their proteges are raised up in it for 20 years, and they're not letting go. And they're making tons of money, and they're rich families. Why do we keep seeing the same names pop up in our elections? Like, we don't have dynasties over here, I thought. We don't have kings and we don't have queens. Yet we keep seeing the same powerful families that are all well-connected, that are making millions and billions, and they keep showing up. To your question, let's fucking see the list. Lock them up. Let them hang themselves.
Well, here's the problem. And I did comment on that in there. Trump opened up an investigation into Bill Clinton to see if he was in the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Suddenly, Trump says, vote to release the files, and I will sign it. Now,
all these people that he's opened an investigation on, if they're in there, then it's like, well, there's an open investigation, so now we can't
release them.
We're not going
to.
do
Exactly
it.
what's going on.
Oldest trick in the book.
Exactly
the old deception.
He insults. To me, Trump insults the average American's intelligence on a daily basis.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just don't get so wrapped up in the game because it's like
Marjorie.
I'm telling you, I gotta meet your son. You've been talking about your son when we were talking Rogan on the Belt years ago. You're like, oh, my son listens to that guy. I think what's he listening to him on? It's a podcast, Joe. He's got his flip phone that doesn't cause as much cancer. Like, look, take it. But
that's funny.
The Marjorie Green Taylor or whatever, like. She was like, you would see stuff from her and you'd be like, this fucking lady's crazy. Yeah. She comes out one time and says, yeah, I think we should see this list. And you're like, oh.
And then she's a fucking outcast.
Even crazy ladies have a fucking good idea once in a while.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, she's leaving. And then you see like, oh, she went from, 500,000 or how much ever she went in with Congress and she comes out a millionaire. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, it's all fake. It's a show. Yeah. It's a money-making scheme.
Yeah. But it was shocking how I think she had moral aptitude when she wanted the files released to the point where she risked her career and it took her, and she resigned.
I think even you could have morals and you can still, if that's the game they're playing, like you see this Dan Crenshaw guy, like he obviously served the country, so you got to give him like, from somebody that's like fucking obese and that didn't join the army, you've got to be like, oh, this guy went over there, even if it was a fucking fake war and it was bullshit. He went over there and lost an eye. He should be able to come back over here, and if he wants to run for Congress, then he should make millions, maybe. Because that's the game they play there.
See, but he shouldn't be making millions.
Well, yeah, but if that's the game, we should
it's
outlaw...
all insider trading is what they do.
Yeah, we should outlaw that or make laws against it, but you see how far that goes. Neither side wants to do that.
No.
It's just they're both like, oh, I don't know, it's just goofy.
I think too many people, and I'm approaching 100% of politicians are becoming politicians because they're like, oh, I can make money.
-1. My previous question was, do you have any fan favorites in this game show? I fucking love Thomas Massey. He's voted every time against every war, no matter what. His story, which I tell you about this guy at work that I go back and forth with, I brought him up one time because I didn't know anything about him, but I saw him on another evil word. I saw him on Tucker Carlson, who has crazy podcasts on. He has the dude that said he sucked Obama's dick. He says all this crazy shit. But he also had on Thomas Massey, and I was like, and Dave Smith and a bunch of other people I like. I watched this thing and I'm like, man, this Thomas Massey fucking seems like an intelligent, smart, like common sense person. And I tell the guy I work, he's like, he's a fucking redneck. He's a hillbilly. I'm like, oh, okay. So I do some more research. I look at his Wikipedia and I look at all this stuff.
In-depth research,
Yes.
Wikipedia.
I read a little bit.
Yeah, that's a bit questionable. Yeah.
Well, you see who that's owned by.
Yeah.
But his story is, as far as that I've researched, is he's from West Virginia or Kentucky or something. He goes to MIT. He's just a smart dude. He creates $1 million company and he sells it. He leaves MIT, sells his company, and he moves back down to West Virginia or Kentucky. He buys a bunch of land. He builds himself a house, timber frame house, which is different from stick frame. Like, it's more in depth. He does it all himself. I didn't see videos of him doing it. I'll take his word for it. He repurposed a Tesla battery. He's completely off the grid. And he lives in his house with his repurposed Tesla battery that's not authorized because Tesla doesn't want you doing anything with their stuff because he's that smart. Oh. Is that a fake thing? I don't know. Is that his origin story that's not real? I don't know. But he has a camper van that he sits down in D.C. with because they try to vote on laws at midnight all the time. They wouldn't come back for COVID. He made them all come back from COVID because he was like, I'm here. I'm voting against this bill. He seems like the man. Mm-hmm. He has his own money. I don't know. Could he be corrupt too? If you came to me tomorrow and said, oh, that guy's corrupt because he took all this money, I'd be like, oh, okay. I have no emotion. I'm not emotional about it at all. Yeah. And that's the problem. Yeah. People get emotional about these psyops that they provide us with. Yeah. I'm going to say psyops 5 more times. So wow. That was just a little background on my favorite character in the game.
Yeah.
We are, as a podcast, open to being part of the psyop for money. I'll say whatever you want.
See, Joe Frat, that is a problem with our position in not really giving a fuck about anything. Yeah. I would like some money. I would like some money so that I could go do what I want on my own and not be, captured by anything. Even though you're capturing and selling your soul, whatever the case may be. I would like money. I've never had money. I would like some money. Yeah. So, yes. Whoever.
It can be very helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if you say psyop a couple more times, I think they have to listen so that they can hear that.
So sorry for that rant, but that's what I got.
No problem.
Do you have a favorite character?
Man. No.
And don't be afraid. If you like one of them and you're like, and I come back and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's captured. Like, whatever. I don't know
Ruskin.
anything.
I like Jamie Ruskin.
Who's that?
He's a senator.
In
Congress.
What state?
What state?
Oh,
you'd be like U.S.
You know,
like I gathered that.
see him. Be honest with you, I don't know because he's always on the.
You see the clips.
These videos.
Yeah.
That he's always grilling somebody.
Those fake tribunals
what
they
have.
What he
says makes a lot of sense.
Is he the lean, taller guy?
No, he's on different shows, different podcasts.
No, he's out there podcasting.
Yeah, different ones. You'll see him.
If anybody's smart in Congress, they are right now.
I'll tell you who's not smart. That chick in, I think, Michigan. She was on Breaking Points. They fucking destroyed her. Like, really? I mean, it was so embarrassing. Like, they're literally at one point, Crystal Ball says like, I don't know who told you to come on here, but they were fucking wrong, and we appreciate it.
I think I did see that where she like. Oh my God. She was on talking about the Mamdani thing, right? And they're like, why do you care that the mayor of New York doesn't want to take a trip to a foreign country? And she's like, well, it's just crazy. It's like, you don't even represent the people over there.
But then she reverted back to like, I don't know, I try to stay out of that. Well, you're not. Yeah, it was embarrassing for her.
That was bad.
Liskin, or I forget her name, but I think she was one of the people that's on those. Who were those 6 people that Trump talked about? Oh, I think her name was on there.
Maybe.
Damn. Hot damn.
It is Lipkin, I think.
Yeah, Lipkin or something. It's so embarrassing. Like, but it'll be good for her base because like, they don't give a fuck what she says. Mm-hmm. You know, she's getting paid her hundreds of thousands or millions from whatever lobby that they were talking about. So they're just like, good job, sticking with the fucking facts. So
now, what about Charlie Kirk and then his wife?
All right. I don't wish death upon most people. I didn't like his content was it's flashy. So like you see something shiny at first, you're like, it's Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Owens, who's that? Dave Rubin,
They're just
Crowder, Chowder, whatever the fuck his name is. These people are flashy. They come out and say one thing, you're like, oh yeah, these woke people are fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm on board. And then you see the interviews, and you're like, when they get distilled and boiled down, all of their stuff boils down to religion. I'm not a religious person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could potentially be like a higher power person. Right now, all these monotheistic, Abrahamic religions, I don't like any of them. And I especially don't like people that it's part of their personality. Because we're talking about laws and human rights, none of you guys are good on any of that shit. And the end result of all of your religions is Armageddon / the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't get down with that. Like,
Right,
sorry.
right.
Doesn't matter which one you're a part of.
Yeah.
You actually all believe in the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just believe this person was this in the story, and that person was this, and you're actually the chosen people, and everybody else is going to turn to ash, or whatever crazy scenario you believe in. I'm not a religious person, so once I find out that that's where these people get their beliefs from, their laws from, and their humanity from, I'm like, well, I'm fucking out. And I don't trust you on anything, because just because you have the same idea as me about dumb people being woke, or you don't like this or that, and I agree with that, then I find out the other side of the thing where, oh shit, you're only saying that because you want to get to this end goal.
Mm-hmm.
You want the red calf to come to the third fucking mount, or you want Christ to come back, and the rest of us are all fucked. No thank you.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
So you boil his stuff down to, even if he had great ideas and he smashed these dumb college kids, at the end of the day, they're 18, 19, 20-year-old college kids. They haven't experienced any life.
Hardly anything.
So to smash them with something is like, okay, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's shiny.
Like, I didn't agree with most of what he said, but the videos are fun to watch him just like
Of course.
smash,
Especially
like,
it's-
intellectually smash these college kids.
Especially it's the only he only put out the clips that were good for him.
Oh, you know that if anybody
So-
had a good point, that was like, oh, I guess that footage got erased. We don't know where that was.
Yeah.
But the other thing too, where his motto was "Prove me wrong."
Yeah.
Like, what do you
You
mean?
can
Like,
sell anything. That's
you
a
can be
sales
proven
thing.
wrong.
Yeah, that's
Everybody can be proven wrong.
Of course, and he probably was many times, but he didn't post any of those videos.
No, you never saw that.
It's a selling
You never
point.
saw that.
But the animosity for him getting killed when people are like, fucking, hell yeah, you're like,
That's
You're-
crazy, man.
you
That's
went
nuts.
so far down the rabbit hole where you're an insane person. And what do you truly believe anything? I bet you don't believe in anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my opinion on it. I didn't really care for him that much because I knew where all his ideas and beliefs were coming from. Not that Christianity is that terrible. It's just, at the end of the day, you don't have the same things in common with me.
Right.
Even though we can agree 90% on everything,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, I know where you're heading with this. You know what I mean? Even if it's not this life, it might be the next, whatever the
Yeah.
case might be.
Sure.
Well, a lot of religious people, right or left or however, just ignore the fact it's like there's supposed to be separation of church and state. And
Yeah, right.
to me, at least, that would be like, I would like your policies that you want to enact into law. If the root of why you want that to happen is because the Bible says so, then it's like, well, then that's a disqualifying,
Yeah. I'm
argument.
Could be a real problem.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'll go back to, while this has been a great experience or experiment, because even though all the people that founded the country were like Puritans or whatever,
Sure.
they had enough sense in them to be like, hey, by the way, like, this isn't the main thing. Because how many centuries have we had where you just waited for the next guy to come into power, and your religion, you killed the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then the next time that person came into power, they killed the rest of those guys. This is not a way to run a successful society, I think.
No, but if you just as a general person followed the teachings of Christ,
Not so
you
bad.
couldn't go wrong. You can't go
No,
wrong.
you could live a
You know.
good
That's-
life and
I would
do
argue-
good for other
yeah.
people.
I would
but-
argue, but that's not because the Bible. I would argue that's what's best for a society.
Society, yeah.
Like that doesn't come like that because that's the biggest argument that people will come back with. Well, the only reason you have those ideas is because of the Bible. I think naturally and innately we know what's right and wrong, even though you have societies that develop around the wrong things. I think everybody's naturally knows what's right and wrong.
Yeah, even a serial killer knows he's not supposed to do
Yeah,
it.
they just got wrong crossed up wires.
Yeah.
It's from a video game, but the quote,
You got me.
the
Cool,
quote
I agree.
from Skyrim, but the quote of being like, what's better to be? Is it better to be someone who is good because you were born good? Or is it better to be someone who's good because you were born evil and you overcame that to be good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking Skyrim. Best game ever.
Yeah. What's
Besides
that, a
Atari,
video
bro.
game?
Yeah.
Not Atari. This was for
That's
This was for
Atari.
Xbox 360.
Oh, that's so funny. About a month ago, the grandkids were over and my son came over, and we have all the PlayStations, Atari, we have it all, right? And he set them all up, and we were playing freaking, what was that one where it spins around and not Star something?
Asteroid?
Asteroids they were playing.
They were
And
like,
Pac-Man too. I said,
Grandpa
"Holy
was so
shit."
old school.
Exactly. Where'd you get this shit?
You know
Where's
what I
the
can do on my
touchscreen?
phone?
Right.
That's funny.
Right.
Side
Yeah,
quest.
man.
All right. All right. What do we
Oh,
want
let's
to
see.
go?
All right, we'll just pick one to see.
Yeah.
What do we come up with?
The Charlie Kirk thing was
Live
a good
response.
one. You know,
There's a bunch of
his
shit.
wife. Like, I don't know what the whole scenario is. Seems like there's a lot of misleading narratives out there. I don't think we'll ever. It'll be like a JFK thing, kind of. I think that the crooks that tried to kill Trump. I think that stuff. I think there's so many lies and other alternative theories now around it. We'll never know the truth of those things.
You mean? Oh! I just seen
Go ahead.
another documentary of JFK.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I don't know, forget who the reporter was, but this guy in prison must have told somebody in prison that he was the guy that shot JFK.
Yeah.
So he came on and did this interview. The way he explained it, you'd say that's the guy. He was aware of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Mhm.
He said he was. He
Patsy.
worked for the mob.
Okay.
And he said, I don't give a shit who my boss told me to kill. That meant nothing to me. And if you think of it, he said he shot him from the front. While Oswald was in the school book depository, but missed, apparently, according to this guy. He shot him through the front. You've seen when he got shot from the side. He didn't go to the side. He shot
Front and
backwards.
back.
Mm-hmm.
He shot backwards. And he explained it in pure. I was shocked. He goes, I'm the guy. I did it.
What's
I'll be in jail the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
there's no reason. I have nothing to lose, nothing to gain.
What's funny?
So who knows?
How old were you when that happened?
I was 6.
6 years old.
Yeah.
That's the story of like your lifetime of like. It encompasses so many things that we're talking about today.
Oh man.
Narratives, propaganda,
Yeah.
the government,
Yep.
deep state.
Mm-hmm.
So funny that you bring that up. That was your story of your lifetime. Do you know kids, 21-year-olds right now, they don't even give a fuck about 9/11.
Couldn't
Like,
care less.
That's our kind of
Yeah,
thing.
couldn't care less.
We know a little bit about the JFK, but it's not that important to us.
Right.
9/11
No,
on the
yeah,
other
yeah,
hand
yeah,
is
no,
like-
right.
Well, at least with
Right. I'm just saying,
JFK, I don't know how much like policy change and like affectable life change there was like as an aftermath, but
Yeah.
with 9/11, like the TSA and the Patriot Act, all these things that is like actually affecting the daily lives of
crippling
people.
our freedoms.
Yeah.
That like, so at least for me, being old enough that I was in 5th grade for 9/11, that it was like, oh, there's life before 9/11. Is like, oh, life took a left turn, and I was like, oh, this is all totally different. Like,
And built upon. And lied about, propagandized. You realize, like, whatever, Tower 7, the
Oh, the
passport
whole
being
conspiracy
found,
thing, yeah.
the people being from Saudi Arabia, not
Yeah.
fucking Iraq, a whole generation of people that joined the military just to get back at these fucks, and we went to the wrong place. We killed the wrong people. Millions of them, whether by bullets or by endless other reasons.
Yeah.
And you're like, people, that's the one side of it. But look at what the benefits were. Some people made millions and billions of dollars and benefit so greatly that their families would be rich for generations.
Oh, sure.
And, you
Sure.
know, some generations died at the hands of it.
Yeah.
Some family lineages just died at the end of it. And we're just
sure.
like,
The injustices.
you're
are
just like
mind-boggling.
unfathomable, and we can
Yeah.
just go on about our day
Yeah.
and be like, well, yeah, that was a fucking bad thing, or I don't know, it was just at the time and we didn't know.
Mhm.
But that's our generation's thing, and 20-year-olds don't have a thing now. Like,
No.
I mean, I'm sure one will pop up, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you never forget. Kind of is like a cliche. It's going to be a cliche for these kids. Like, yeah, these fucking old timers. They're like, never forget.
Yeah.
3,000 people. Who cares?
Who
like,
cares?
we never seen the Twin Towers. They're
Yeah.
buildings, whatever.
Yeah.
Things get taken down all the time.
Yeah.
It'll be a thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It
Sorry.
is. No, it's very interesting.
Side note.
Well, another documentary.
Go ahead, dude.
They were called jackals. These guys are called jackals, and this guy was one of the jackals, where they get sent to another country to depose the leader in that country if they don't fit the.
If they don't do what we say.
If they don't fit the U.S.
Yeah.
way of thinking,
Of course.
right? So this guy said there was no weapons of mass destruction. There was no terrorists, but Saddam Hussein had no affiliation with Osama bin Laden whatsoever.
Not to say he wasn't a bad guy.
No, right. And
You gotta always play the other side that they'll try to say against you. Like,
Oh,
that
sure,
oil,
sure.
though.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's a whole other story. The bin Laden thing. That was the not Saving Private Ryan, Charlie Wilson War. I don't know if you saw that. That was about when Russia invaded Afghanistan,
yeah.
and we supplied the Mujahideen,
Majid, yeah.
which Osama bin Laden was part of them,
Yeah.
with Stinger missiles, which got Russia out, and then we abruptly left them high and dry. That's
Yeah.
what pissed Osama bin Laden off about
Well,
us.
we used them to deplete Russia. One of those things.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
We know what they're going to
You know
do.
how it goes.
Then what's just so infuriating and like funny and ironic. We do the same thing for 20 years.
Same thing.
but
Same
but
thing.
not to deplete our military, to
Right.
enrich individuals and companies to
Yeah.
keep our
Yeah.
fucking financial gain going.
military-industrial complex.
But it's like
you know, that
Osama
goes
bin
on.
Laden came from a millionaire family.
He
His
did.
family had billions. They were
Yeah.
oil tycoons.
Yeah.
And why did he end up in a cave and on dialysis with the FBI?
Yeah.
And you see all these things. That's why you can't get invested. You can't emotionally get invested with these things
No.
because there's so many psyops,
Psyops,
going on.
Yeah. Psyops. Well, the guy said, he goes, the reason George Bush invaded Iraq is because Saddam Hussein threatened Bush that he was going to start buying oil in denominations other than U.S. dollars.
They don't like that.
They don't like that.
Also, Gaddafi.
And Gaddafi.
He said he was going to unite the African continent.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
We can do our own thing. We've got so much of your money. We can do our
Oh.
own thing. They're like, well, what did you just say?
Yeah.
We're going to impale you in the asshole with a sword.
That's exactly what happened, too.
Yes, and I'm not saying that's not in me and your benefit. Like,
no,
I mean,
it
to
does
not.
nothing for us.
Well, no, I'm saying it kind of like we live in America, so
Yeah.
anything the American machine does that ups America is good for us,
Yeah.
even if we disagree with it. But at the end of the day, like, you're lying to make us do this thing, and then you're wondering why the world's starting to turn. They're like,
Yeah.
you start to become the bad guy, and you're
Yeah.
like, we don't know why.
We don't know why.
They don't know why.
No, we
Like,
don't
we're
know.
all, well, me, we're all obese, and we're sitting here, we have so much food and wealth compared to the rest of the world,
Yeah.
and we're wondering, like, I don't know, why do they hate when I come vacation and I fucking, take their women and fucking do all this shit, and they're like, oh, because you're the fucking bad, I take it back to the easiest thing, I think, for white people is Ireland and England. Two whites
Oh
against
my
each other,
God, dude.
but you can sit there, my favorite movie is Braveheart, and you're like, man, fuck
That was
those
Scotland,
white English
not
people.
Ireland, but
Well, whatever.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn. Playing outlaw tunes on outlawed pipes. Fuck you. But yes, it was Scotland. Either way, they both got fucked over by other whites, and you're like, damn, I side with those guys.
Yeah.
Kill those fucking red coat white fucks.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell was that whole
Conquering is just
Republican
conquering.
Army thing? What was all that crap? What was it?
It's Northern Ireland was occupied by the British,
British.
and the rest of Ireland was independent.
Okay.
And Northern Ireland wanted almost similar to like the United States, where it's like we're not getting
North
like,
and the South.
like
Yeah.
like we're
Independence.
part of the British Parliament system, but like maybe we get a vote, but nobody really represents our interests in
Yeah.
Parliament.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of people that were like, well, we should be fighting the British to like be free and be a part of the Republic of Ireland. And it was also split along like Catholic and Protestant lines, where a lot of
The old divide and conquer.
Catholics and the
where a lot of the
Protestants,
Protestants were like, well, they were coming from England and like moving back to Ireland, and then they were supportive of England, where the Catholics were like, no, get out of here.
And then
Well, how did it ultimately get resolved?
has it?
I think they killed
got
a
their
lot of the
independence?
people in the
Yeah.
IRA. No, Northern Ireland is still part of
I think it
England.
just died
Is it?
down so much where they're just like
I think that it got too crazy with car bombs and
The car
and-
bombs.
because you
and
can only
just all
kill so
sorts
many of your own people. Before
Which
you
is
turn
crazy
everybody
that
at
we
you.
go to a bar like, let me get an Irish car
Yeah.
bomb, like
Kamikaze. Yeah. The world like that's
Pretty fun.
dark humor.
That's what that's
like,
called, an Irish car bomb. The drink.
You never had one?
a Guinness with a
It's
shot of
delicious.
Bailey's
Yeah.
and Jameson dropped
Tastes like
into
chocolate
An
milk.
Irish car bomb.
Thrown up many a time drinking this.
it.
That's crazy.
And try to order one in Ireland and you'll get your ass fucked.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, like they're it's a strong people, and it's just like you see the clutch of, what are kids saying about America now? We're not conquerors. What are these fucking kids
Colonizers?
saying? Colonizers. Like, dude, that's human beings. It doesn't. It's just we have the capability. Like, we're all colonizers. We all came from colonizers. The only reason we're here is because we colonized, and that's here as in the world. Like
Right.
your people colonized the other people,
Yeah.
either worked together, either went to war with, whatever the case may be. You fucking are here.
Yeah.
Nobody's innocent,
Yeah. It's throughout history.
and nobody's guilty for that matter. Like I believe. Like,
So we shouldn't have killed all them Indians.
look, I didn't kill any Indians.
I didn't.
All
Yeah.
right, look, who was before the Indians? Who was before any culture became bigger and better than the other culture
Yeah. Yeah.
throughout the world?
How do you
I mean,
decipher
how
all
did
that?
the what was the two different breeds of human? The fucking Neanderthals and the whatever hominids or
I
whatever.
know
Homo
what you mean,
sapiens.
yeah.
Homo
Yeah.
sapiens. That's what I meant to say. I'm looking like a fucking idiot today.
Today?
But
not at all.
so you can't sit there and I don't know. It's we live in a weird world where
A
that's
weird
a
world.
thing. Like
We live in a weird world.
now we're in a world where it's like, hey, who can have the biggest wrongs against them? Who can be the biggest victim? And it's just like it's not American exceptionalism anymore. It's more like how many times were your ancestors fucked over? I don't know. I don't think that's the best way to think about the world. But what do I know? I'm fucking,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still plenty of wars going on, but look
Every
what-
day,
you know,
dude.
look
Every
how
day.
It was thousands of years ago. There's, you never know when you're going to die.
Of course.
Somebody's going to go there. What are you going to do?
We're
We still don't
living
know
good.
that now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all at risk because of how many guns we have. We're all at risk, and I've kind of accepted that. You know, I might go to the store one day and somebody's going to shoot me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way it is.
No, you could walk out the door and get struck by lightning.
Lightning, yeah.
A
Yeah,
tree
yeah,
could
yeah.
drop on you.
Right, but I'm just saying, as far as the mass
Should we ban
shootings,
trees?
You know, there's
Mass shootings is a strange thing.
very strange. Number one, because
Go ahead.
they're all white guys.
Well,
They're all white guys.
sure, it depends on what you classify a mass shooting of.
Well,
Like, what's a mass shooting?
3 or 4 or 5
This is
more
where
guys
the-
with an AR-15 is usually
Yeah,
a
but
white
this,
guy.
this is the mass shooting thing. This is where it all, what you call things matter. So it's like, okay, yes, these school killings, that's fucking strange.
Yeah.
And I think everybody has a hand in it. I think it's mostly white people.
Yeah.
Maybe identifying as a man or a woman, whatever the case may
Whatever.
be.
Whatever.
White for the most part.
Yeah.
We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, what else are mass shootings? Would you say like 3 or 4 people getting into a gunfight in a city? Would that be a mass shooting with handguns?
Not if they both have guns.
Oh, so that doesn't count as a mass shooting?
It could, but that's like a mutual thing. Look, we both got guns. We're going to kill each other.
What if they catch the other guy slipping and they don't have gas?
I don't know. I mean, there's a million ways to look at something.
Of course.
A million ways.
But regardless, if you want to just go with the cookie cutter mass shootings of
mass
the guy
yeah.
that
In the
goes to
school.
a school, or like
School.
the dude out of the window at the hotel in Vegas, like whatever.
Exactly, them guys.
Yeah, I know you have issues with that, Sam.
That's a psyop.
But one of the things you don't say is that most of those people are on SSRIs, like
There's something wrong.
depression
Yeah,
medicine,
most of them.
where
most
it's
of
like,
them.
okay, so maybe let's
Yeah.
look into some of that. Like,
Yeah, let's look into that.
clearly there's a tying line here, and
Yeah.
whether I'm not saying it's the medicine, but
Right.
obviously if they're on
Yeah.
something for
Sure.
depression or
Schizophrenia,
something like that,
you know.
then
Family life.
The gun part of it, like that's where we can come together and we can say, hey, crazy people shouldn't own guns. But also, like, they could be doing anything illegal, and you should say, well, yeah, they did it illegally. You can't punish the mass majority of people that don't, because even though these things are more rampant now today than ever, still pretty fucking safe.
Considerable. Sleep, yeah. But I'm saying,
I could probably
we're
bet
only safe.
my life
until you're not
savings that
safe.
none of us will be in a mass shooting.
Yeah, well, I guess, you're probably right.
That's a stupid thing to say, but
yeah, right. Don't you? I'm not even part of this. Don't put
Kev,
me like
you're fucking me over here.
you're throwing a jinx on me. I'm just sitting here right now.
Point
Yeah.
being, look, man.
I mean, we could go
not
glass
the-
half full, half empty all day.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't. You got me on the Second Amendment. Like, that's probably the most emotional you'll get me. Like, look, there's really nothing that you could do or say or stats that you could come up with that would say that like I'm okay. I concede we should give up the Second Amendment.
Never.
I don't think so.
No, I would never do that.
And the slippery slope, I'll side with. All right, we're going to have more mass shootings versus everybody keeping their gun, because I think the worst outcome is the government could get stronger and bigger. So I'll side with, hey, more mass shootings, I guess. And we'll have to work on it another way, because I don't think guns are the only option there.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
that's just where I would stand on
And let's say we got invaded by another country somehow.
it. What do they say? Behind every blade of grass?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. I
Do you
mean,
know that saying? Fuck. All right.
that's probably a deterrent for some countries.
Yeah,
Not to invade us.
that's what I was getting at. There's a saying there. I thought Kev was going to back me up on it.
No,
But
I don't. Please continue.
they say it'd be hard to invade America because behind every blade of grass would be an American with a gun. I think that's a saying. I'm gonna double check that.
If it's not, you just coin it.
Well,
That's
So-
a good saying.
just try to,
Yeah.
refine that.
well, I'm going to say is a foreign country. Try to march through Appalachia and see what happens.
Yeah, those people are freaking keeling over left and right by themselves.
What's that?
Drug overdoses.
Oh, drug, yeah.
So
Drugs. Well, there was this thing, a show on a prison. This guy started a program in prison, and 90% of the people in the program, must have been 50 people, they were all in there because of drugs.
Mhm.
And since this guy started this program, people that were let out, then did their time, the percentage of them coming back has dropped dramatically.
what's the program?
He just teaches them all about things in life that they never heard before,
Okay.
and
I believe
it
that.
has an effect on them.
I mean, we look at like like I bring it up all the time on here. Like, drugs are crazy because it's like, look, I would assume the only thing we do is caffeine and beer. While I'm sitting here drinking beer, well, I don't have a drug problem. Look, I'm not fucking sucking dick down in Kensington for drugs anyway.
Wow, man.
That's for fun.
You know,
Kensington's a half hour from us.
half hour, yeah.
It's zombie land, and it's government sanctioned. I don't care what they say, like, oh no, it's against the law, or we're providing needles. It's government sanctioned, police sanctions, government sanctioned down there. What that exists because the government.
Nobody's going in there and doing anything about it.
No.
Well, Dave Washington was a FedEx employee, and he lived in Kensington.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Dave, what was it like growing up in Kensington? He goes, dude, he goes, if you showed any fear whatsoever, they'd eat you alive. He
Yeah,
goes,
that's
I was
city life.
stabbed, I was shot. I mean, he goes, and then What was the other fellow's name? I forget his name. Oh, Preston.
Yeah.
Preston. Remember Preston?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Grain of salt.
I don't know if
Oh, I
okay.
can. You don't got to do last names, but Preston, sure.
No, no, it's not his name. But
Yeah.
I asked him. I said, Preston, I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but you lived in North Philly all your life. Tell me a little bit about your life. He goes, dude. He goes, man, I'd be walking down the street. 2 kids would be coming towards me and they say, I want your shoes. If you didn't give them your shoes, you'd have to fight them. Either you give them the shoes or you fight them. Because I seen my uncle get shot dead right in front of me.
Yeah.
He goes, it's rough down there. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, like, places make hard people, or.
Yeah.
And I think it leads back to whether you're a good person or not. Like, good people come out of bad places.
Mhm.
Like, hardened, and obviously, like, they've seen shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of like, not endearing, but like, like, you take what they say with a little bit more weight because they've experienced things. So
Yeah,
you're like,
right,
hey,
right.
man, like, you'll take those 2 instances and you'll be like,
yeah.
now that's part of your impression of that area.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, the guy from there says these 2 things.
Mhm.
What am I supposed to believe?
Right.
I didn't not one day was there a
Never-
time
never
where
there.
my uncle was pressed and he got killed, or like, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Not one day in your life were you
Right.
worried about that.
Well, and you're even doing more than like you're like. Clearly, we have different lived experiences.
Yeah.
Like, what is your take on something like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are just like, well, why would anybody act like that?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's just crazy. They
Yeah,
should
that's
change. It's
crazy.
like,
They should
you
do
don't
that.
you don't know what any of those people have
No.
been
Or why
through
would you
dealt
live
with.
there? Why don't you just
Why
move?
would you live there? Yeah, yeah. Just
Look,
a different
man,
life,
like,
man.
that's where we can come together and agree on things. Like, we can sit there and say, like, yeah, why wouldn't you move? Like, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why wouldn't you move? You think we'd stay there if we could move?
Yeah, right, right.
We're fucking poor.
Yeah, we're poor. We're poor. Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing I always say with whether it's white people or black people. Look, you guys have ghettos, and we have trailer parks.
Yeah, right.
Poor
right.
people can unite, and we can decide, like, hey, man, these people are fucking us.
Yeah, yeah. Right, right,
But,
right.
That's what they don't want.
of course.
And Donald, you.
Leading in dangerous territory.
Hey, well, it's all. We're
Just
not lying.
insights from people.
Nobody's lying.
Look,
It's all the truth.
the biggest, like I said, before Kev got here, I'm like, look, man, I think I'm a good person. I think you're a good person. I think we're good people. Kev, you're all right.
There's a set of right here, man.
Sure.
All right. I think we're all good people. Just don't let emotion lead you in to anything. I mean,
Yeah,
besides
yeah.
your family and your loved ones, like,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, don't get too caught
being
up in-
emotional about these giant ideas that
Yeah,
even the greatest philosophers couldn't even figure out because
Yeah.
they use their whole life. Like, people we talk about, like Voltaire and what's other fancy things that people say that read books, Shakespeare and
Red books.
philosophers.
different
Plato.
philosophers.
Oh, okay.
Come on, say fancy stuff.
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Who else
Guy
we
that
got?
the apple, Newton.
Yeah, sure,
Newton.
Anyway, these people
Aristotle.
thought about these ideas thousands of years ago, right?
Some
Da
of them.
Vinci,
Some of
yeah.
them.
And-
thousands of years
yeah,
ago, yeah.
thousands of years ago, and they still don't. It's just an idea. Nothing's figured out, and we're still to this day sitting here and we're talking back and forth,
We're figuring it out right now.
trying on the Express Lane podcast.
We are straightening this shit out right now.
We're just exploring ideas, and the only reason we can do that is because we're comfortable. Like, I mean, we're comfortable. We've got the equipment. We've got the internet. We met on a Sunday, which was a whole thing of trying to get together because we got busy lives and families and Thanksgiving's coming up and
Sure.
all of this stuff.
Sure.
I just want to say, I think we're all good people,
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
and I only try to deal with good people.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
There you go.
That's because that's the only thing you can do,
Yeah.
and
Well-
try to make good people if you're making them.
Right. You
You know what
try to, if somebody you see somebody's struggling, you try to help them.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
Sure.
do you have anything? I think we did a long podcast, and
Yeah.
I think that we should definitely do more.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If we can make the
Get
time,
yeah.
this again for sure.
because we already got like 3 things that we're going to talk about next time.
Leave a little meat on the
Right. You
bone
want me
right
to do the
here.
Mercury thing next time?
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll leave that hanging
No problem.
because you did the tree story, you did the recycling story. We'll save. He has a profound Mercury story that we will leave for next time. It's a great story. He told me one day on the belt, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Mm-hmm.
All right, we should fucking really go to holistic doctors.
Well, if it would help somebody who has a lot of amalgam fillings to get
Yep.
rid of them, then great.
Of
All right.
course, and
Well,
we'll leave that for next time.
Yeah.
And this was another episode of Express Lane Podcast with
Kevin Stan.
and Joe Frat and Tony, the man, the myth, the legend.
I wish.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, no
Appreciate you.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank
Peace.
you.